Ungoro crater is coming sooner than later.
With the release date for Ungoro just around the corner, it certainly is sooner rather than later. Personally, being the pro player I am, I don't think we needed the new set. Hearthstone's old meta was almost perfect and needs little improvement.
I'm in charge. I'm in charge now. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge. I'm in charge.
Who am I kidding? Mean Streets of Gadgetzan brought with it some of the biggest cancer Hearthstone has ever seen, ruining both Arena and Constructed. The rock-paper-scissors game of Jade, Pirate and Reno, whilst friendly lore-wise, was not so fun for the game. This furious blob of tentacles and eyeballs that likes to constantly remind you of his position.
I am in charge here! I am in charge!
Brought with him his motley crew of neutral flame imps and the most interactive card duel since I threw my magic set at my sister. Turn 7s everywhere cried out as almost every game ended by turn 6, with one player's face either exploding after continuous damage or the dreaded cries of Aya Blackpool, leader of the Jade Lotus, a spoilt teenager, took the famous lyrics of Marilyn Monroe and changed them into a twisted euphemism for the corrupt and cruel creation of her monstrous jade creatures, completely killing the enjoyment of my favourite deck, Control Warrior, like a lawnmower running over a molehill. Let's leave that image behind. I think I've made my point that Hearthstone is in a bad place right now, and this expansion really needs to fix that. 2 new mechanics have been invented to try and develop Hearthstone in a healthy direction. Quests, 1-mana spells that task the player with completing tasks of varying degrees of difficulty for overstated, overpowered reward. And adaptation, the ability to discover a new buff for your minions, to adapt to the situation, to fix the game. Blizzard have come with a plethora of new and creative cards to bring never-before-seen abilities into the game to counter this mess of rock, paper, scissors. Let's get into the card review. Biteweed, or what people on Reddit like to call Edvine Fan Cleef, no idea why, is an interesting card that I think will really fit into everyone's favourite combo deck. Shit. Maybe not. Bloodbloom, the 2-mana warlock plant that was nurtured by the great and powerful Cho'Gall, a card that never saw play with the same effect for free. Next up, it's Blizzard's favourite style of 1-drop. So popular they've printed it 5 times. This card seems good. Shame it won't see play. Ha! Priest. Devil Saw Egg. A cool throwback to Zoo's cute murder machine, with higher cost, higher reward, and a lower tendency to kill itself. Diehorn Hatchling, in my opinion, should have been called White Tusks. I think this will really fit into Control Warrior. Big stats, fatigue delay, can't see any fault with that. God damn it, Blizzard! Grievous Bite, for when a glowing red arrow blast of 3 minions needs a power creep. Another weapon destroyer for the 2nd expansion in a row. Blizzard really implemented these pirate counters at a good time. It's a good time because pirate decks have already been replaced. These cards are completely irrelevant. Babbling Bird. Not much more to say there. Thistle tea, or no play. What should we do for Rogue? I have a good idea, Ben. Molten Manipulator, pretty cool card, with an effect I can't wait to try with new and cool decks, building huge board, duplicating Jins, making loads of awesome combos, getting huge. A card that I first thought was neutral, but that would be silly. Blizzard know not to release overpowered early game cards that all classes can access. Shame I won't see play anymore. Priest. My personal favourite card of this set. Not really. Terra Scale Stalker is a very interesting and new card for hunters, and a card design that was really needed. The game felt empty, with no way to trigger death rattles other than death. I wonder what this angry lizard is tracking. If I were to guess, I'd say it's probably a giant spider. Maybe even a princess that it will brutally murder for no discernible reason. This card seems pretty cool, to be honest. Shim won't see any play because it's in Hunter, the worst class in the game. Oh shit, what the fuck is this? Blizzard making Hunter viable again? Well, I guess they're not going to be that good. The hero power is still shit, so for fuck's sake. Well, I guess the quest must be shit. Oh dear, what are you doing? Okay, so Blizzard have decided to go with their classic style of balancing, giving bad classes good cards and good classes bad cards. Nothing wrong with that. Let's see what powerful cards they've given the other failing classes of Hearthstone. We've been asking for a rogue weapon for a while, I guess. Once again, these would have been good in Miracle, but can't argue with the facts. Rogue has gotten one good legendary, and that's this fella. And as for the quest, Blizzard are actively trying to distance Rogue from their soon-to-be only viable archetype. Let me just play this quest so my Jade Golems can be nerfed from 2020 to 5/5. Well, I guess Rogue could have been thought of as good, but they can't argue that Warrior is any good at the moment. What is that? Well, I'm sure they gave the more powerful classes shit cards this expansion. Blizzard know what they're doing. What the fuck is this? Shaman with a good card. Never seen that before. Dr. Boom is turning in his grave. So's Fireball. And Flame Strike. An even greater healing potion. Let's look at some of the interesting cards, shall we? Emerald Hive Queen. Pretty good statted 1-drop. Let's compare that to today's average 1-drop. Turns out it's pretty bad. Raptor Hatchling. Cool late game card. Or you can cheat it out with Tolvir Warden. 1 mana 4/3. That's pretty good, right? Oh wait. Love you, Blizzard. Stampede seems like another really powerful hunter card, which costs less than Lock and Load. And feeds itself. Blizzard really have no concept of balance. Still worse than Jade Idol though. Tar Creeper, often dubbed as Tar Power Creeper, and both good old Silverback Patriarch and Senjin Shieldmaster.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Seems good at beating the pirate meta that doesn't exist anymore. Let's compare it to the Jade Golem 3-drop. Turns out it's pretty bad. However, there does seem to be some communication from Blizzard, and they have in fact added 2 cards to Paladin to counter the oppressive Jade meta. One is Sunkeeper Tarim, because who doesn't love the great value of turning 20/20s into 3/3s? The other is Dino Size, a card that would be completely unplayable if it weren't for its ability to quarter the size of your opponent's Jade Golems. As with every set, there are some laughably bad cards, and what is it going to be this time? Evolving Spores. Have you ever wanted to pay 4 mana for a Conceal or a Jade Lotus? Here's your chance with this piece of garbage. Unusually, with this set, there weren't many pack fillers. Pretty impressive for money-hungry Blizzard. At least that was until the final card reveal. We have, literally, the same stat distribution and abilities as Grixfu Master, a card that was widely hated. 1 mana more for Taunt. Is also money from Ice Age. Diego from Ice Age. No Sid. Rip my boy Sid. Basic white bitch stat line. Finally, the card that closest resembles me and my giant forehead. Frankly, I'm hoping desperately this update revitalized control decks. But I think that there's more chance of Daniel growing a brain cell than that happening.
Girl's best friend.
Everybody shouts as we head into the chorus. Journey to Ungoro. How did you convince me to do this? Journey to Ungoro. Whatever.